Megan and I had an insanely productive week. You guys just ever have those weekends where you come into the weekend knowing like some things that you have to do, like not even things that you plan on doing for the weekend, just like things in general. And then for some reason throughout the weekend, you just get in this big like rhythm of getting a shit ton of stuff knocked out. That was our weekend. Since we were in Ohio the previous week, we had a lot of downtime for that, and then came back and had a lot of catching up to do. This weekend, I didn't really want to do anything, so I just stayed at home and got a lot of stuff done around like the setup and just like organized computers, like hard drives and whatnot for the MacBook, which yes, I'm thinking about returning the MacBook, but returning it to get a different one. But anyways, we just knocked out so much stuff this weekend, which is like coming into Monday. Oh, it's such an uplifting feeling, like starting the week on like a positive note. That's why I personally love Mondays. I know a lot of people get annoyed at me talking about it, but it's like if you come into your week at like taking advantage of Monday and appreciating it and just like having goals and get ready to tackle those goals, most of the time by like coming into Monday with that mentality, you'll have like the rest of the week to like really soak up that energy. And then like if you have a head start to the week, even if anything happens like midway through the week, it's like, well, at least you got like started, you got something done. So take advantage of your weekends and your Mondays if you ever want to be like self-made, freelance, content creative, whatever it may be. Entrepreneur, take advantage of the weekends and Mondays. All right, so getting some stuff done out here on the MacBook real quick before I actually go live. And the reason why I'm thinking about returning this is because this is the 16-inch 32 gigabyte of RAM M1 Max chip MacBook. Dude, this thing is honestly amazing. Like there's nothing wrong with it. This isn't a hateful video today of like, I found out this thing about like Apple, like I'm learning, I'm adjusting. My big three things is I think I want to downsize to a 14-inch screen. I want 64 gigabytes of RAM versus 32. And I want a larger hard drive because the actual editing and like creating on the MacBook hard drive, like doing things on the hard drive in itself improves the performance. It is night and day difference from like editing and rendering from my lacy external hard drive, which I typically edit off of, even though it's SSD, which is so fast, but by editing on the actual MacBook SSD, it's insanely, the transfer rates, just like the program usage, it's so smooth. And unfortunately, downside with Mac, even if I didn't want to downgrade to a 14-inch screen, I would have to still get a different one because I can't just upgrade the RAM and hard drives myself. So I'm really sitting on the fence of like, I have this return policy. I kind of want to bring this back and get the thing that I really want. Like it's kind of selfish. Like you guys let me know down below because there's nothing wrong with this. And like, I feel like I should be grateful, you know what I mean? But on the flip side, I feel like if I'm going to spend $4,000 on a laptop, I should get it the exact way that I want it. Let me know you guys' thoughts down below. Should I just be appreciative or like, should I just go ahead and return this and get the thing that I really want? So we've made some setup upgrades as well. So before I sell this thing and get my new computer in, which is still gonna take a little longer, this week is the launch of the new season of Apex Legends. By the way, I also just put out a new upload today, which is like an insane Apex Legends montage. If you guys like Apex Legends, go check it out. But while I have this gear for the week, I figured I might as well take advantage of it and have a smooth streaming session this week through Apex Legends and through the new launch of the season. I will say I've been testing MacBook streams, so streaming like gaming from the computer, but then transferring it to the MacBook and then streaming from the MacBook. And believe it or not, those streams were doing really well, like running very smoothly. And that right there is like something I really want out of like this setup and environment. I want to have things just be easy and minimal and still have like quality. So I know realistically like streaming off a MacBook isn't going to be anything to the equivalent quality of streaming off like a fully built PC. But if I can still have a successful stream at 1080p and like it's not like horrible quality, it's something that you could just easily watch and consume and interact with. And on top of that, the setup in itself is restricted to like a gaming computer and a cable that goes to a MacBook. And that's it. I don't know if you guys seen one of the recent videos where I talked about like the difficulties, like the realistic side of a dual PC setup, one of the things that I mentioned on there was the fact of like having all these cables, having double everything, having double the plugins, having all these cables being ran back and forth. If I could just have one MacBook, sacrifice a little quality, but make everything just so easy to transition back and forth to, like, that sounds like a good idea. I'm not quite sold on it, but this is just something that I am testing out to see if it's something that I would like to move to in the future. But nonetheless, I've been very impressed with the ability to like dual PC setup with a MacBook instead of another completely built PC. It's absolutely mind-blowing. We got a big day today. Right now, I'm currently getting everything ready for this Apex launch. If you guys don't know anything about gaming, basically some video games like Apex, for example, have different seasons. Different seasons are just a way to introduce new content, example, new characters, new maps. And today is a new season that is kind of like groundbreaking for Apex. For anybody that actually knows Apex, you're probably just like, okay, dude, like, well, why are you explaining it so like it's such a dumb way? Just remember, just because we're into certain things doesn't mean everybody is. But long story short, it's a big day for Apex Legends, the game that I mainly play on my stream channel. Which, by the way, speaking of streaming, I do want to stream a little bit more on this channel here, specifically to raise money for Team C's. So be on the lookout for that. We're gonna do like setup reviews, channel reviews, you name it. So make sure you guys are subscribed with notifications turned on so we can raise some money for a good cause and have a good laugh and stream on this channel. Anyways, I just got done recording the MacBook versus PC render. That video is already on the channel right now. Like by the time this goes out, you can go back and check that video out. And man, it just makes it tough to like want to even go through the hassle of like downgrading. Like again, you know, earlier in this video I said I don't even know if I want to just get rid of this thing because I already have it. I feel like I should just be grateful for it. But again, you know, when you're in that price point, it's hard to justify. But it just blows my mind what we're able to do from even a laptop in 2000, like even from a PC as well. Like the fact that I rendered a 4K video, regardless if it was MacBook or on PC, but I rendered a 4K video that was over 2 minutes, but it took half the time to render that. Like, that is insane to me. But the fact that I have a MacBook that is outperforming a 2080 Ti in rendering. And I know there's like a lot of pros and cons that I mentioned in that video, but it's just like, it's crazy to be going through these times. It's crazy to see this stuff. I was just texting Jayhawk and was like, imagine 10 years ago if you told somebody like, hey, in 10, 11 years, you're gonna be able to, off of a laptop, off of a MacBook, you're going to be able to use 4 to 8K cinema footage and edit and render a full like production video, high quality video for your own personal YouTube channel to tens, maybe hundreds of thousands of viewers, and you're gonna be able to do all that on a laptop, and it's gonna cost under $4,000. And you're gonna have access to cameras like the FX3 and the A7S III. If you told somebody that 10 or 11 years ago, they would have said you're smoking some serious shit. I remember when I started doing all this, and when I got my first ever custom built computer, because like my channel was growing, so I was making videos every single day, like around 10 years ago. And I remember having to come home from work and start rendering the video that I created last night to get it up by like 7 or 8 o'clock the night that I'm like rendering it. And it would take like 45 minutes to render a 720p video. And then it would take like another hour and a half to upload it. And now I can do a 10-minute 4K video, render it in 5 minutes, and have it uploaded through a fiber connection in less than a minute. I think we really are spoiled. Like, even if you don't have as good a gear as me, like, that's where I started all of this. Like 10 years ago was that 720p taking an hour, because we had less than a megabyte download and less than a half a megabyte upload. Fast forward now, entry level affordable items, because I had top of the line gear back then. Entry level affordable items now would demolish what I used to like start up all of this 10 years ago. Crazy times, crazy times. I don't know. I had to talk about that perspective because it's like, sometimes I feel like we get so attached, like especially with the Sony a7 IV conversation and like the MacBook, what I'm going through right now is like, sometimes we get so attached to the idea of best in current times, but we don't actually put that in perspective of like, what can we actually do with this? Like, what will this actually do? Like the sheer fact that my MacBook beat my 2080 Ti by 1 second of render time, but still like at the end of the day, is it hurting me not having a MacBook? Like, would I be able to do everything on that 2080 Ti? Abso-freaking-lutely. Like above and beyond what I could do 10 years ago. So I'm just showing a little appreciation for the times right now and the tech that we have. Speaking of tech, by the way, I really like the size of the iPhone 13 Pro. For example, this is the 13 Pro, this is the Galaxy S20 Ultra, and I just don't like big phones anymore. I like small phones that can get the job done. But man, there are just more things that I don't like about the iPhone versus something like an Android or Google phone. Obviously, I'm gonna have like a more deeper video coming out about this, but just for conversation's sake, like I just feel like I have way more freedom on the Android. The freedom to download files, the freedom to like alter things, the freedom to just upload and conveniently organize files on the phone. As to where like the iPhone, it's very confusing of like where things go if it's not going from like iPhone to Mac, or just like to the cloud, or to like an Apple product to another Apple product. I'm sure there's still a lot that I have to learn. That's why I'm really testing these things out before I do a review. But I'm just saying, like right now, again, I'm not biased to like Android versus iPhone and like Samsung versus iPhone or Samsung versus Google. I really am just like, give me the tech. If it's high-end tech, I want like the best of the tech for the price. And then on top of that, like I want to just be able to use it. So far, the MacBook, learning how to use it. The operating system, amazing, have nothing to complain about. It's just the convenience of using the S20 Ultra versus the iPhone 13 Pro. So far, the S20 Ultra is winning in convenience. Again, I keep coming back to this phone specifically to like post clips, to download content, edited content from the shared Google Drive with me and my editor sooner. It's so much easier to download content from the drive to this phone and distribute it everywhere. And again, maybe I just haven't found that thing yet on the iPhone. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comments down below on how I can organize from Google Drive to like uploading to everything via mobile for vertical content. Could really use your help at this point. Okay, we gotta get back to setting up everything for the day. Real quick, I do wanna show you something though. Let me just turn this on. I just wanted to kind of show you guys like the sit down shot setup real quick. Obviously, like, you know, I'll do more in-depth video when I get this full setup tour going for like the 2021 final setup. But I finally got an XLR mic. Shout out to Bad Seed Tech for the suggestion. I'm testing it vigorously today, but I got this nice little awesome desk here with the Sony FX3 cinema camera, my Andy Cine monitor at the top, the XLR microphone on this like crane arm, and then I have this whole standing system for overhead shots for the unboxings I'm about to do, and then of course the big giant Godox light. But this is just like a shot that I always love doing in the videos with this like stuff in the backgrounds and the shelves. Like I really liked that setup, but at the time it was really hard because I had this L shape setup too. But now that I have like this big workstation over here, I'm clearing out all those cables like I showed you, and I'm organizing like the gaming streaming stuff. It gives that room finally and like opens up the room to where it's not like this is just overtaking the entire room. Like this is just kind of in the corner and I have freedom to roam about the office. So YouTube sit down shot looking freaking tight, dog. got a jacket from a company called Woodpecker. It's like a high quality streetwear jacket, I guess. In collaboration with Soar. Look at the inside stitching of this. That's insane. Custom Woodpecker hanger. Oh. What do you guys think? Do I pull it off well? Holy shit, this is quality. My winter apparel is covered. Holy shit. Forward to today's like today. So it's been like a crazy month, obviously. Vlogtober, the Ohio, the funeral, everything, and your boy, oh my God, I have not gotten a haircut in so long. Yes, for any new viewers, I have hair. I know I wear a hat a lot. It's because my hair actually grows extremely fast, which is kind of ironic for somebody my age. So I typically have to get like once or twice a month haircuts, but I haven't in like over a month and a half. We're gonna change that today, like right now. By the way, episode 4 of a really big podcast went live yesterday, a podcast that myself and a friend, fellow creator, Big Rob Energy host, bringing on other fellow creators in the gaming, esports. I mean, it doesn't even have to be that, just in the industry of online content creation. That podcast is now live, Spotify, YouTube, everything. So make sure you guys go look up a really big podcast. Anyways, time to get rid of the mop. All right, and just like that, your boy is boy's looking good. Oh my God. Fresh and cleaned up for a shoot this weekend. That's right, I'm heading to ATL actually this weekend to be with the Soar boys. Unfortunately, not gonna be in this vlog, but make sure you guys are subscribed, turn on the notifications so that way you guys can see all that for the next vlog. Okay, I had to go get a case because I'm gonna be checking out through this weekend as I travel to Atlanta, the new Google Pixel 6 instead of the iPhone 13 Pro. So I have to swap the SIM card out real quick on these, which is probably a good thing because if I'm testing phones, I would rather be out and about testing the $600 phone versus the $1,000 phone. That is of iPhone, the overpriced phone. It's a really good phone. Actually, seriously, iPhone is really, really good phone. Also, side note too, it's really funny how much Google is trying to be like look at this box. Watch this. This is the iPhone box for the cases. Google box, iPhone box. Very similar in looks and aesthetics. I mean, it makes sense, but it's like I would love to see Google challenge Apple by like doing new shit. Just a thought. Simple thought. But anyways, you guys and gals will be happy to know that by the entirety of today's vlog, I have come to a decision on my MacBook. Yes, I've done it. I've made a big boy decision myself without you guys or gals, and I've decided to keep my MacBook. Okay, hear me out. I swear, I promised you that earlier this week, I was seriously going to get a new MacBook. I wanted to downsize my screen, as I mentioned, get a bigger hard drive, get more RAM, and seeing the wait date, and this is why I want to talk about it in one vlog. You'll find a creator named Jayhawk in the comments down below. He's a creator that does much more impressive, in-depth MacBook Apple product stuff. He will back me up in the comments that this is something that I've been talking to him about for a week. And why I want to talk about it today is because respectfully, the reason why I don't want to get a different MacBook, I don't want to go backwards now. Legitimately, I don't want to spend the next month and a half waiting on my new MacBook to come in. Even if my return policy was longer, like I don't know if I would feel good about that. Like if I could have like the return policy of my current one be to the end of the year, and it's like, I'll just keep this for the time being and order mine and wait for that to come in and just use this awesome product for the time being. But in my case, I'd actually have to have it returned by Tuesday. I'd have to return this MacBook by Tuesday to do that process. And I seriously just can't fathom the idea now after just 1 week with it, going backwards to like the previous setup. Like the things that I've been able to do with this thing, this is what I've been wanting for so long, to be able to working here on this video right now, get stuff done, and then be able to go out in the office with the same damn machine and work just as fluently as I could every single day. Don't think people fathom how insanely clutch this, this weekend I'm going to Atlanta, and I don't even have to have any stress or question that during this weekend, I will be able to create my content just as fluently as I can in office. All because of this freaking laptop. That's insane to me. So the reason why I am sticking with my MacBook Pro 16 M1 Max chip with just the standard 32 gigabytes of RAM and the 1 terabyte SSD is because honestly, I could upgrade. Boy, do I want to upgrade to just have the biggest, best, whatever, but I just don't need to. I flat out just don't need to, and I don't want to go backwards. I am still interested to see, like in the comments, I'm definitely, you know, because people early in the video, they're probably going to comment their thoughts on, like, should I get one? I'm interested to see how many people had the same mindset as me though. Like if I'm going to pay $3,500 for a laptop, like why not just spend $500 more and have just like the top of the line? But on the flip side too, like, I seen the checkout price of like the laptop that I was gonna get, and I'm gonna save $700 too. And I've decided with that, and this is something that I'm gonna need your guys' and gals' help on, because I know we got some tech people in here. I want to take that money, instead of putting it into more RAM and a bigger hard drive, I don't have a RAID system. And for those that don't know, a RAID system is a big storage space hard drive, like multiple terabytes, like typically like 10 to 20 terabytes of storage from fellow creators that I've seen. I want to set up a RAID, something that I can put all my content and back it up and save everything and have it all be safe. I am currently using this as all my back. I have graphic design work on this from 2013. All the wedding films that I did when we still lived in Ohio, all those clips, everything is backed up on here. I got 10 terabytes of storage on this machine. But the downside is if something happens to this machine, if something fries the motherboard and the drives and something gets damaged, it's all gone. As to where a RAID system is a way to protect footage. If you guys don't know what that is, make sure you guys look into it. I really wish I would have gotten started into it years ago. As my friend Jayhawk said, it's kind of the boring side of what we do. It's the boring side of investing into what we do. It's something that does cost quite a bit, but like saves our ass in the long run. And I found out after this year of creating so much content, it's super convenient to just have this drive of everything, clips that you can go back to and use and color grade and keep up to date with. Typically what I always used to do is just create my upload it, delete the file, delete all the original file. And then on top of that, with using a Mac now, I don't want to have to transfer the footage from the Mac to an external hard drive and then transfer it to this computer over here that is essentially just going to be my stream PC, and that honestly I would just like to sell and get rid of here in the next couple of months. So that's why I figured it'd just be really smart, say, okay, hey, let's just keep this MacBook. It's working fine. A couple of the issues that I had, it turns out it was actually Adobe Premiere. This thing is insane. Let's roll with it. Let's take some of that extra money and invest it into something that I should have done a long time ago. I know, boring. Honestly, how many people watching today's video just wanted it like, for like the viewer experience, just wanted to live through me and was just like, yes, send that thing back and get the maxed out version, baby. Let's see you getting some more dat BigE. But anyways, gang, I'm actually running extremely behind today. I'm gonna go ahead, end this vlog off. I gotta transfer it. I gotta get this freaking Google Pixel 6 that I almost just broke unboxing uploaded today before I go, and then I have a 5-hour drive to ATL. If you guys watch this video all the way through, give me your best dad joke in the comments down below. I'm talking your best one. Like, it's gotta be cheesy as shit. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on those notifications. Go to BigE.co today to follow me on all social medias and grab some merch. That's all I got for you guys today. I'm out. Peace. Deuces.